The idea of Grameen Bank came to you in 1976.
Yeah.
What experience led to this idea of yours?
Well, it's all because of the loan sharking in the villages. It looks so ugly, so bad to people. And the situation in Bangladesh at that time was so bad, famine and the hunger. At the same time, people are exploiting other people. So out of that kind of terrible situation, I thought I should do something. So one idea came, why don't I lend the money myself? If I lend the money, people can come to me, they don't have to go loan shark. So their problem will be solved. Nobody can exploit them anymore. And they'll be safe with me. I'll protect them. I'll give them money. So I started lending money out of my own pocket. And it became very popular. Everybody wanted to borrow money. And which led to becoming bigger and bigger, and finally created a bank. And then it grew, and the idea spread around the world. It became known as microfinance, microcredit.
What kind of obstacles did you have to face during this?
But there are lots of obstacles. Obstacles like men didn't like it because we are giving loans to women. So that's an obstacle. Husband didn't like that I give the money to wife within the same house. It's not outsiders opposing, it's even within the house itself they're opposing. And there are lots of religious issues raised, that I'm destroying the religion because I'm giving money to women. I'm destroying the religion because I'm charging interest. It's supposed to be haram, it's supposed to be unacceptable. And there are lots of political problems. People say, oh, this is not right politics. This is bringing capitalism in the very lowest layer of the society. So social revolutions will be impossible if you do that. So I'm working against a social revolution. And the people in the right thought I'm bringing communism, organizing the poor people. So all kinds of reactions to that. So there's a lot of those. And loan sharks didn't like it because I'm taking away their potential customers and so on.
You've said that credit is a human right.
Yeah.
What makes you feel so?
See, there are a list of human rights accepted by the United Nations Bill of Rights. Right to food, right to shelter, right to work, and so on. And I keep raising question, who is going to deliver that? You make a list, this is your right. Right to food is your right, but if I don't do anything, food doesn't come in front of me. So how do I establish? Who then is the government bringing food for me on my table that I have to eat now? The government will bring the food. Is that the solution? I said, actually, we should be empowering the people so that they can bring those rights established. I said, in order to do that, you need to have access to finance, access to money. Once you have the money in your hand, then you become powerful, you can start doing things. Otherwise, you are completely helpless. You are at the mercy of other people. If you have money, you can do things on your own. So I said, if you establish that access to finance, then it will be easier for establishing other rights. If I work, if I have income, then I have food, I have shelter, I have everything else. I said, then we should put that as a right also, right to credit as a human right. And I even said that not only it should be included in the list of rights, also it should be on the top, because that's where all the things begin. Right to credit allows them to establish all of the rights.
How did it feel when you went up on stage to receive the Nobel Prize?
Oh, wow. That's a fascinating, very, very amazing feeling. It's, you dream about it, you think about it, but you never think it will happen in your life. Although there are lots of speculations, many years, that I'll be receiving Nobel Prize. But that's the kind of thing everybody says it about their friends. You should get a Nobel Prize and all that. You don't think that's real. But suddenly, when the day it becomes real, it feels unreal. You can't start feeling it that you've got it. But the excitement all around you, within the country, within the other countries around the world, everybody congratulating you. It's a global phenomenon. It's not just a national phenomenon. It's something celebrated throughout the whole world. So this is a very, very amazing experience.
Why do you think did you receive the Nobel Prize for Peace while working in the economic field?
Well, they had to decide. I didn't decide on that. There are committees for each Nobel Prize. Committees for peace, committees for economics, committees for other things. It's a question of who considers whom for what purpose. So the Peace Prize people figured out this is a good instance for giving the Nobel Peace Prize. So, and economics never did that. So.
Also, undivided Bengal was one of the richest provinces in the world. So do you feel that better economic ties between the two parts of Bengal would benefit people from both the sides?
I always insist that the countries and neighbors all get together. I always say that 100 years back there was no passports. There were no visas. But how come after thousands and thousands of years when we didn't have any passport and we had a visa, now it became part of our life? Why can't we go back? That we don't need any passport, we don't have to have any visa. And the experience of European Union fascinated me a lot, encouraged me a lot. They addressed that issue. They brought countries together and dismissed the whole issue of visa. If you travel around in those countries, you don't need a visa. And the passport is a matter of identity, it's nothing, anything else. Just to tell you, it's an Aadhaar kind of identity. So they did make it happen. So why can't we make it happen? And when the SAARC was created, I was very excited about it. That now we can do the same thing as the European Union. We don't need the visa, come together and so on. Because the future of human being is in coming together, not in dividing us. So that someday time will come when the borders of countries will become some historical thing. It's not real because you can go anytime you want. So nobody's standing there with guns or asking for your passports or visa and waiting in line. You just move back and forth. So the people on their holidays would like to go and visit where it used to be borderline. Like they go and see the Berlin Wall, where it used to be the Berlin Wall. You kind of reflect how stupid human beings were. They just build a wall right in the middle of a city. So someday this will happen if we feel that we don't need that. So that's a feeling that you have to have for the young generation, feeling that do we need to divide it up or need to come down and follow the examples of the countries that they've done, like, as I said, European Union, and SAARC could be similar to that and bring the countries together and have a common flag like the European has, common flag for all the countries. And the whole world can do that. There's no problem if countries come together. They can do it anywhere, like ASEAN countries. ASEAN countries can do the same, and ASEAN countries and SAARC countries can get together, so forget about our visas and so on, we can move on. So it's a question of how bold you want to be, because you are afraid something will go wrong. Nothing went wrong when there was no visa and passport. And when the foreigners came to subcontinent, they were not carrying passport with them. They just came in and started their business. That's what the East India Company came, and they were not asking for a visa to enter, nothing. Suddenly, when we go to their country, they ask for a visa. So that's kind of a mismatch.
What is your message for our readers, who are mainly students?
Yeah. The one that I try to explain that they are lucky generation, the young generation, that they're lucky because they're very powerful, many times powerful than their previous generation. Powerful because they have very powerful technology in their hand, which previous generations never had. And that technology is becoming more powerful every second. What technology we have today, tomorrow morning will be different. So that's the speed in which it's changing. So if we are that powerful, do they realize that? Do you realize that they are superhuman being compared to human being 100 years back? So if they are superhuman being, they can do super things. You have to feel it. Yes, I'm a superhuman being. Like in the movie, the Superman. He looks like every other guy, but suddenly he jumps up and becomes somebody else. So I said every young person, no matter which country he or she is whether in a very rich country like USA, Europe or something, or very poor country, Bangladesh, India, Africa, where same person, same power. So they have the power. First, they have to realize that yes, we have the power, and we can do things which were never done before. And then ask themselves the question: if I have this power, how am I going to use it? For what purpose? I have to figure that out. If I don't figure out where I'm going to use it, it will be wasted. You had it, you never used it. It's almost like you had Aladdin's lamp, but you never touched it. The genie never came out of it. You had that, but you never did that. It's lying in the corner. You saw it, it's there, but first you didn't know that it has power. So you think it's like every other lamp. Or you knew it has a power, but you couldn't figure out what to ask. So you never used it. That's the point. First figure out and figure out what you want to do. If you figure out what you want to do, it will happen.